Hello and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Moviemaker magazine. We're here at Cambridge Los Angeles studio in West Hollywood. I'm here with Dennis Schebetta with his movie, My Date with Adam. Let's take a look at a clip.
Come on. Who's working for you? You working for me? Am I paying you? Well, then what the hell am I paying you for? You got this guy? What did the guy from the FTC?
Too much vanilla. Winston hates vanilla.
No. Look, no.
Winston, would you get off that phone for once, please, and come try this cake?
Dennis, thank you very much for joining us. Tell us a brief synopsis of your film.
Sure. My Date with Adam is a romantic comedy about a wedding planner who is using online dating to find herself the perfect man. And she finds the perfect man in Adam, goes on a date with him, and it turns out he's a robot invented by a scientist. And then the scientist tries to woo her heart.
It's amazing. It's so funny. Where was your inspiration behind this movie?
It's sort of, I've always been interested in the idea of perfection and searching for perfection, and I've done the online dating thing where I've felt sort of less than perfect, where these women are looking for this, 6-foot tall guy who's great looking and intelligent and funny and all this sort of stuff. And I thought that, well, there's something to that. And I've always liked romantic comedy movies, but I've also been a sci-fi geek, and I've always been interested in robots, so I was kind of looking for a way where I can sort of, mash up Cameron Crowe with Ridley Scott's Blade Runner or something. And at the time I worked at Carnegie Mellon University, and I would look out my window and look at these roboticists working on real robots, and I thought, I've got to write something about robots, but I want it to be funny. So that's how the idea of trying to marry those two things together came about.
And Dennis, you took on quite a few roles making this film. You wrote it, you directed it, and you produced it. That's pretty impressive. How was that experience?
It was overwhelming in a really, it was a really great, it was kind of like being diving into film school, a crash course of 8 months of just, from pre-production, from writing the script, pre-production, into filming it. I surrounded myself by a lot of really great people who knew what they were doing to sort of help me and coach me. But it was really, I came from theater, and so learning how to do film, I've done some films as an actor, but really getting behind the camera was really an eye-opening experience. I mean, it was incredibly enriching, and I learned a lot about myself as a writer and as a director. But it was fantastic. I mean, it was like a roller coaster ride, but a good, scary one.
Speaking about your writing, there were so many wonderful comedic moments in the movie, which were delivered so perfectly by your lead actress. Where did you find her?
Oh, thank you. Well, so I've worked with, I think, all of those actors in the Pittsburgh local theater area. And I just knew, it was funny because the lead actor, both of those actors came in to read for the side character, and Tressa, who plays Sarah, I was just like, oh, you're Sarah, you're perfect. And they had actually worked together before as sisters in some other projects, so their chemistry was really great, and I was like, okay, I love these two, and they can work really well off of each other. So that was really nice to be able to I can just trust these actors to do what they do really well and make my lines seem even funnier than they are. And Brian Morvant, the guy who plays Adam and Philip, is a friend of mine from New York who I've worked with as an actor. Every time I was having a play reading in New York, I'd ask him to read for me. So I was looking for a good project for him to do. So that's how he came on board.
It's got that real feeling of awkward comedy that you're like, oh no, which I just love to watch. It's really fantastic to watch. Who were your inspirations, immediately, in your career? Who's inspired you?
I've watched a lot of Woody Allen movies. I really love Woody Allen. The early drafts of this had a lot of references to Woody Allen movies, where I had to change it because people expected a Woody Allen movie, and I was like, well, this isn't Sleeper, right?
Yeah.
And Cameron Crowe is one of my influences, and Billy Wilder, and I mean, there's a lot of people who have influenced me. And there's a lot of homage to those kinds of movies in the short film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it like, once you've just experienced all the hard work of making this film and you just see it up on the big screen like last night? What does it feel to be officially selected by New Filmmakers Los Angeles?
Well, it's amazing. I mean, it's an incredible experience to be here in LA. It's the first time that I've actually got a chance to screen the movie in a festival. It's been in like 7 festivals, and this is the first time I was like actually able, with the schedule, to come out here and enjoy it with a completely brand new audience. And it was a wonderful selection of movies. Like, all of the movies were fantastic, and I just felt sort of honored and thrilled. And then they laughed at my movie, so that's always a good thing.
Yes, good,
So
right, absolutely.
That made me feel good. Like, hey, okay, they like it. But yeah, I mean, it's been an incredible experience, and it's been great being out here.
Well, you have to watch it. It's extremely funny, and it's made me feel very differently about dating now. I'm being more careful. But what's next for you as a director?
I'm trying to develop My Date with Adam into a feature length right now. So
Exciting.
Yeah,
Wow.
there's a feature script that I'm developing. I'm in talks with different people about seeing how we can get this ball rolling. And I'd still love to shoot it in Pittsburgh on the Carnegie Mellon campus with some real robots. We had real robots in our movie, and I'm like, yes,
wow,
that would be great. So that's one of the things I'm doing. I've got a couple other feature projects that I'm working on, and so yeah, that's where I'm devoting most of my energy, the feature.
Well, we loved your film, and I'm very excited to hear that you're looking to make it into a feature film. We're going to see much more of your work. Congratulations on your official selection of New Filmmakers Los Angeles.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. If you'd like to find out more about New Filmmakers Los Angeles, you can sign up for our newsletter at nfmla.org. We'd like to thank Cambridge Los Angeles for this wonderful space where we've met some of the world's best new filmmakers.